Don't stop me now. 'Cause I'm having a good time, having a
Hello everyone, this is Geek Tropology, and today I want to review Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, or rather Marvel's Katie and the Legend of Shang-Chi, or Shang-Chi's sister and the Legend of Marvel's Katie. It's a difficult movie to review. Why? Because it has a lot that I really like, and I mean really like. But then I get a huge disconnection from something in the movie, and I lose it. I lose that part of me that is really interested on the movie, and then it goes into something really good again, and I will be paying attention, and then I have another disconnect because the movie does something really stupid. So I like a lot in the movie, and I have a really fun time in some moments of the movie, but the other moments are cell phone moments, right? The moments where you will watch your cell phone and feel completely disconnected. And when you have too many of those points, you can no longer say it's a movie that you will enjoy watching, rather a bunch of clips that you will enjoy watching in the lapse of 2 hours. And that's what I feel with this movie. So before I go into full spoilers, if you want to know my opinion on this movie, I will say that this is not great, but it's not really bad. It's a middle of the road movie, way better than Captain Marvel, but forgettable in the end. From now on, spoilers. The movie has a lot of good scenes. For example, at the beginning, there's a fight between the father of Shang-Chi, the Mandarin in this story, and the mother of Shang-Chi. They have a really cool fight. It's like they are dancing and there's leaves flying and everything looks really good. And I was really into the movie at that point. Then they skim over the existence of the rings. This movie is called The Legend of the Ten Rings, but they never explain a legend of the Ten Rings or anything about the Ten Rings. They just say it's about the Ten Rings without any real justification for that. And I know the final scene is about Shang-Chi fighting using the rings and killing a monster using the rings, but it's not about the rings. The rings are a MacGuffin in the story. They are not really important. You could change the rings with a piece of bread, and it's a magical piece of bread, and the story will continue exactly the same because it's not important. The rings are not important, even though they are in the title of the movie. I don't know why they decided to go this way. I do not know, but I think they were really mistaken on doing that. Then, well, you have a really cool training montage with Shang-Chi learning how to be an assassin when he is still in the Ten Rings, and it's really cool. And then they stop that really amazing scene where he's actually saying about his first skill and his first mission and everything. They stop that really good scene with a joke about if Shang-Chi wants vegetarian or beef in the flight's lunch. It's stupid. It's just stupid. It took me away from that scene. Then again, they will be in a compound, prisoners, and they will just walk off it like nothing matters, and they will meet another prisoner, and that prisoner will be having a two-ass creature. Literally has no face, is two asses, one in each end, and a creature in the middle with wings. And the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, Trevor, that is this actor, and it's this movie is difficult to recommend. It's really difficult to recommend, but when I see a good scene like they are flying in a dragon, Shang-Chi and his sister, and yes, he has a sister and she appears from nowhere, like in this review, but even more so, and she becomes real important to the movie, and I guess she is becoming real important to the review, but she's completely unimportant to the great scale of things because she's kinda there, and she was not into the relationship with the father and Shang-Chi because she was on the side, and in the side she self-taught herself how to use martial arts, and she's the greatest ever on that. But I remember that scene on The Witcher 3 when Geralt is talking with Siri about her training at the beginning of the game, and he tells her that if she keeps practicing by herself, she will only reinforce the mistakes, and she will never really learn how to use the techniques. That is a real problem, and that's something I'm self-taught a lot of different disciplines, including uh, software developing, Python's interaction directly with some hardware and everything. I will not be able to properly explain every single thing because I am not sure of every single thing. I have not gone through the basis, and I have never had someone to correct me on the mistakes that I made. So is exactly the same problem. She lacks that part of training, and by doing so, she became better than everyone. Difficult to believe. Really difficult to believe. And then again, she doesn't have any kind of journey. She doesn't have any kind of progression. She is a scared little child, and then she is a badass super warrior. No question asked. So that's a real issue. Whenever I see something that I like there's a cool fight with the sister, and I went to a 3D showing, and her rope thingy was really cool. Then she will open her mouth, and I will dislike her, and that's that. She even punches Shang-Chi in the nuts. And Shang-Chi is another of the Marvel characters that actually gets kicked in the nuts by a woman. That is a trope at this point, and is a trope that is to show that the masculine character is under the feminine character that throughout the movie is showed every single time. Every single time that Shang-Chi has an important moment, there's an equal or better moment for the sister. Which is shit, because this is Shang-Chi. It's supposed to be about Shang-Chi. And it's not the Shang-Chi on the comics. Nothing like that. But I didn't knew the Shang-Chi in the comics up to last month, so I didn't care about that. I didn't care about them changing the character because I don't know the character, and that will be for the most part the opinion on people because it's not a really famous character. But what I do take offense with is that they do this character, they transform this character, and they don't do him justice. They don't go full on his movie as his movie. There's Marvel's Katie, that is the friend of Shang-Chi. Well, he is a parking ballet, and seems like she has been his friend for the time that he left the Ten Rings to be in hiding. She has one of the finisher shots on the movie. She's not a warrior. She learns in a 24 hours span how to shoot a bow, and she is a sharpshooter somehow. She's better than Hawkeye on some moments. Again, feminist message. And that takes me away, and in the final fight there's this huge monster that is a voice that Shang-Chi's father here, and that's why he is evil, and he wants to go to the ancient civilization where his wife used to live, because he wants to free her from a door to another dimension, and he believes she's there, and it's a clusterfuck of a story. But anyway, he's kinda interesting, and he made a sacrifice in the end, but he frees the creature, and the creature is fighting and everything, and he's that creature is killing the god deity and stealing Shang-Chi's sister from him and everything. And instead of Shang-Chi pulling a hallelujah and saving the day, that will be something of a trope in Asian films and Asian stories. The moment when the hero is about to perish, everything is desperate, and from that moment he shows his real power, his inner power, and he defeats the evil. Instead of that, Marvel's Katie sharpshoots the beast. She learned 24 hours how to shoot a bow. 24 hours ago. And she sharpshoots a beast in the middle of the sky, right through the throat, and that happens. Or Shang-Chi is fighting, and the killing blow will be his sisters. That happens a lot in this movie. Then when Shang-Chi fights, he looks really cool, unless he's fighting his sister, then he doesn't throw a single punch and he gets kicked in the nuts. I don't know what to say about this movie, because when I like it, I really like it, but when I dislike it, at the end there's a Captain Marvel moment. Really, Captain Marvel, she appears in the film, and she's as annoying as always. She basically shows that she's the bestest ever, and she leaves. Banner is there, Bruce Banner. He is no longer the Hulk Banner, because in Endgame it's established that he transformed himself in the Hulk Banner. Not anymore, so he's not Professor Hulk. He's Banner again, but he's still damaged the arm. And then there's a great scene with Shang-Chi, Wong, and Marvel's Katie drunk, singing karaoke. And I laughed at that scene, and I was kinda back in the movie. But then they go with the scene of the sister. This is the final after credit scene. The sister sits in the throne of the Ten Rings, the throne that used to be her father's. And she goes, "We have work to do." And to that point, okay, she kinda earned that moment, because the movie was really about her, and she takes a seat and everything, and all right. Then they pan out, and she's training lady assassins, and I felt like she has now two empires, and what they want to show is that her empires are feminist empires. So whatever. She's the one that punches through walls and defeats monsters and does everything on her own, and Shang-Chi cannot kill a single enemy on his own. So even though he fights cool, his fights are overly long, because if his sister was the one fighting, it will be ended in a single punch. Again, there's a lot that I like in the movie. There's a lot that I dislike. I will give it a 7, a 6.5 to 7. But I will recommend it to you as something that you will watch in the background while doing chores. This is not a movie you should watch on cinemas unless you really want to. And this is not a movie that you should pay on Disney Plus any kind of money. Just get it for free whenever it's available, and enjoy it. Just do something else while you watch the movie, like living a decent life. And that's that. That's my Shang-Chi review. Is a movie that I will watch while I'm doing something else, and I will watch it again. But only the parts that I like, and it's kinda porn. You only go to the money shots, to the good parts, and the rest of the time just Whatever. What a shame. It has great scenes. It has really great scenes that I will really like. Another thing, the 3D is sensational on this. There's no ghosting whatsoever, and I'm really prone to ghosting because I use my glasses and the 3D glasses. Nothing of that sort. I really enjoyed the 3D effects. It's just is almost there. But then it decides to slap you in the face, so kinda won't watch it, but not really. Bye bye.